Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you for stopping by. I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share here on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. So in this video, we are going to talk about our solar eclipse in Libra. So we are going to welcome the first of the two eclipses that is happening for us this month. And the first one is an annular solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, happening for us October 15 Hong Kong time, 1:55 a.m. or Eastern time it will be October 14 1:55 p.m. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. This eclipse is happening at the 21 degrees in Libra, with the sun and moon conjuncting at 21 degrees in Libra. So this is an annular solar eclipse, also known as the ring of fire eclipse, because this is a total solar eclipse, but there's a ring of light around the moon. So in the places that you can see, I think it will be in some parts in North America to down all the way to South America is where you can view this eclipse up in the sky, of course, with the correct eyewear. And you will be able to see there's like a ring of light around the moon. So we call this a annular solar eclipse, or the ring of fire, which sounds so cool in my own opinion. So this is the first eclipse in the sign of Libra that we are having on this Aries and Libra axis. And we have already our first eclipse in Aries earlier back in April 20th. And now we'll have our first eclipse in Libra. And we'll continue to have eclipses on these axes, on these two signs, Aries and Libra, until the beginning of 2025. So this means that in your life or in a particular area of your life, you will experience this energy. This Aries Libra axis will bring in a new theme in your life or in a particular area of your life. You'll experience it through the energy of Aries and Libra. And in a collective level, these topics of Aries and Libra will probably happen more likely around the leaders in the world. As a collective, we might experience this energy this way, because in this sign we talk about relationship, and we also have the sun and the moon in these two signs in the next year. And on this axis, we usually talk about, in the ancient time, it's about the kings, the rulership, the sun people, right? Which that's what it represents. So in our modern day, this can be the leaders, the president, in different countries around the world. Maybe this can be a bit smaller. This can be leaders in not just our country, but maybe in your state, city, district, or whatnot, like the higher up people, right? So last time when we have an eclipse in the sign of Libra was 9 years ago, because this is how the relationship of these axes work, right? They bring up a shorter 9-year cycle or a bigger 18-year cycle. So the last time when we have any eclipses in the sign of Libra, it was back in 2014 to 15. During that time, it was a nodal reversal. We have the North Node in Libra and South Node in Aries. 9 years later, they switch, right? So for some people, maybe this is about you, maybe you initiate something around that time, between 2014 to 2015. And now 9 years later, 2013, we have the South Node going through the sign of Libra. This might be for some of you closing out, ending, letting go, releasing that cycle, that pattern. Or this can be relationships, because on the Aries Libra axis is often referred to relationships. So perhaps you begin one, you started one important relationship in your life around that time, 2014-15, and now comes 2023. Maybe you're experiencing a revelation around it, right? You might be letting it go, or it might have to go through some changes and shift or lessons in order for you to maybe for you all to bring it to the next level, or to let it go, right? Everyone experiences this, so this energy a little bit different, but this can be what is happening. So during that time, during 2014-15, all those eclipses happening in Libra is lunar eclipses, and we haven't had a solar eclipse in Libra since another 9 years ago, which is around October 2004. That was the last time we had a solar eclipse in Libra. So that's like 18-19 years ago, and the last solar eclipse in Libra that we have was actually October 14 as well, or 15, depending where you are in the world. So what are the chances, right? So for some, this might be an even bigger timeline for you, right? This might be some kind of pattern, cycle, area of your life that's experiencing some new changes or beginnings and endings since 2004 October. So very interesting. If anyone happened to experience this energy like that, please comment below. I would love to know. This eclipse is happening in the sign of Libra, where the sun is at its fall and is conjuncting South Node. Not exact, but they're just 3 degrees apart, so it's really close, and is also opposing, of course, the South Node in Aries, and Aries is also conjuncting the North Node in Aries during this time. And another aspect that is up in the sky during this time is that this eclipse in Libra is squaring, not an exact but close enough square, with Pluto and Capricorn. Okay, so there's a lot of energies going on. This might be a time where we might want to pay attention to the news at a collective level, because this aspect can mean that maybe some world leaders, some some people, right? Some leaders, president, the head of, your district, city or state or whatnot, they might be experiencing not so good energy. This can be around power dynamic struggles. They might be stepping down, leaving. They might have secret or truth exposed around them, and we're like, ooh, this happened, right? Or they might announce something. So it might, and since it's the eclipse is conjuncting South Node, there's an energy of letting go, releasing, leaving, and yeah, maybe some leader might announce that, I won't be continuing my term after this current one, so on and so forth, right? This can be that kind of energy. And in your world, this might be your boss, your team leader, the CEO of the company might have some news around them as well. So you can see that might be what's happening, that's how you experience this eclipse energy. And individually, Libra is the sign that talks about balance, harmony, fairness, right? It's the sign of scale. It talks about relationships, law and justice. So this eclipse can bring up topics surrounding those stuff that I just mentioned. Take a look and see which house is ruled by Libra in your own natal chart. This might be that house, right? This might be matters surrounding that house that is ruled by Libra in your own natal chart. You might be experiencing this energy like that. This can be, things that we talked about earlier, right? This can be, and if you want to know, oh, what are you talking about? I'm not too sure which house is ruled by Libra, or I'm not too sure what that house is about. I did a very detailed deep dive video about all these nodes of fate, right? Because they officially changed sign earlier in July. North Node officially moved into Aries and South Node officially moved to Libra. I did a video around that change and how we can experience it at a collective level, and also break it down into a all signs reading. So if you're interested, go watch that video to learn more about it, how you are experiencing this 18-month cycle of energy change and shift in your life individually. So go check out that video and watch your rising ascendant sign message. That's how you will know how all these eclipses are showing up for you in your own natal chart. So check that out. I'll put a link below in my description box. So this eclipse can be a little bit on the heavy side, a more intense sign, because the ruler of this solar eclipse is Venus. And Venus is right now in the sign of Virgo, where it's at its fall. So we have the sun and the moon in the sign of Libra, where sun is at its fall. And then we also have the ruler of this eclipse of Venus also at the sign that is at its fall. So not the best energy that we want in an eclipse. And in a way, it makes sense, because eclipses is like a wild card, right? It can bring out the unexpected. It can, bring up what you might not want to see or might not want to deal with. But the universe is like, you have to look at it. You have to face it. It's all for your highest good, even though you don't feel like that at this moment. But this have to happen. So it might feel like that we might not hear the best news, right? It might be finding out some truth or secrets that we have to face, that we don't want to. Or this can be you finding out truth or secrets about other people, right? That's giving you a whoa, what? That kind of thing. That might be a little bit not, the best news. And this can be the sign of a fallen off from grace, like, ooh, this happened, like, oh, you did that, oh, he did that, she did that, something like that. And Venus just recently opposed Saturn a few days ago, and this can be some people expressing some oppressed, suppressed emotions, truth, secret feelings, right? So it depends on your own human story, but those are the possibilities. And like I said, this eclipse is squaring Pluto, and this eclipse also have a conjunction with Mercury, which is in Libra, and opposing Chiron retrograde in Aries. So a lot of energy is happening, right? So this can show up in our world regarding to relationships. Maybe some of us might feel like we're in a crossroad. We might see some truth or secret being shown to us, right? We or the other person might be expressing their suppressed emotions, hurts, feelings. We might feel like we need to make some kind of decision regarding to our relationship or money matter, personal finance, right? Oh, we gotta deal with it. We have to look at it. We have to solve it, or well, we'll just have to let it go, right? And this can be power dynamics between within a relationship, right? How are you showing up? How am I showing up? Is this fair? Is this balanced? Is this still true for us, or is it time to really just like, if we can work this out, well, maybe the best is to part ways so that we can align ourselves with something that is more suitable, that is better for ourselves, right? So, and since it's in the sign of Libra, not everyone, maybe just a very, very, very small percentage of us might be going through a divorce, a legal matter, right? That maybe you are having to negotiate some kind of custody stuff or financial settlement, you know, something like that. So those are the possibility that might come up during this eclipse as well. Yes, this eclipse can be a little bit icky, can be a bit tough for some of us. You know, we're going through some tough moments in our life, perhaps regarding to what I've just mentioned, or this can be how things in the world that's happening that is affecting us as well, right? So, but in the midst of all this tough and tense aspect that is happening up in the sky, we do have a bit of help. We do have a bit of, you know, help from a couple planets. So Venus and Mercury are in mutual reception, meaning they are in each other's home sign. Venus rules Libra, Mercury rules Virgo, and right now Venus is in Virgo and Mercury is in Libra. So they are supporting each other in some way. They are in each other's home, trying to help each other in some way. So this can also mean that whatever comes up for you, whatever you're experiencing, navigating around this time, trust that you have help if you want. If you feel safe and secure enough, please communicate, right, Mercury? Communicate with people that you trust. And maybe this is a trusted friend, family member. This might be a healer, a therapist that you're working with, right? Talk to them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't feel shame that you need help. We all need help at some point of our life. You are not alone in this journey. So reach out and ask for help if you're going through the thick of it, right? And even though solar eclipse, meaning new moons, right? Around new moon time, we usually think that, you know, it's a time, where we plant new seeds, we set new intention. It's about starting something new, or, you know, thinking about, you know, starting something new. But since this eclipse is at a sign where it's conjuncting the South Node, there's a duality of energy happening, right? There's South Node is where it's like letting go, releasing, that kind of energy. So for some of us, the way we experience this energy, that is simultaneously we feel like we have to cut away, let go, release something, and it might be tough, it might not be easy, but at the same time we are also making space for that newness to come in as well, because we can't keep cramming up stuff and not make space for it. As we grow, we need to let things go to make space for something that's more aligning with the current version of ourselves to come in, right? So yes, it might not be easy, but that is the energy that that's coming in. That's how we're experiencing it. And even though it feels like a doom and gloom moment with the eclipse, sometimes they are also here to help us in a way that we might not be able to understand right away. But sometimes eclipses, they do speed up timeline. They do speed up and bring in the inevitable. But this is maybe to clear your path, to clear the obstacle that is in your way for something better to come in. So trust that whatever is happening, maybe you won't feel, see, think that it is for your highest good right now, but later on when you look back, you'll be able to understand. And also just a heads up about this pair of eclipses. So right now we are having this annular solar eclipse in Libra, and in 2 weeks we'll have the second one, the lunar eclipse that is happening in the sign of Taurus, which I'll talk about in a separate video. And both of these eclipses are ruled by Venus, because Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So we have this big Venusian energy, Venus energy, right? Because both of these eclipses are ruled by Venus. And Venus just recently went through a retrograde journey in the sign of Leo, which is all about realigning what your hearts desire, right? So perhaps the energy, the opinion, the way you see or think or view relationships, all kinds of relationships, not just romantic, but all your one-on-one relationships. Money matters, right? Venus rules money. And also things that truly brings you joy, all this Venusian stuff, right? That truly brings you joy, that you love, might have changed because Venus just went through a retrograde period. So whatever comes up for you, you might look at it differently. Now that you went through that Venus retrograde, you might have a different perspective, point of view to what's happening for you. So also keep that in mind and know that you have everything within you to look at them, to face them, right? Don't be afraid. You are not alone. Like I said, reach out for help if you need to, and just stay open. I think during eclipse season, the best way we can deal with it is lay low, surrender, embrace whatever comes up, and know that ultimately it's happening for our highest good, and trust that you have everything within you to face whatever comes your way. So I hope this message helps. Now let's take a look at universe message for all of us. Whoa, we have Ace of Swords, that air energy, right? Libra is an air sign, that divine message, consciousness, revelation. Just smack that Ace of Wands coming down. And then we have the Devil. Where's Pluto? Capricorn. And this is Capricorn's major arcana. This eclipse is squaring Pluto. Lastly, we have the Strength, the sign of Leo, where Venus just went through a retrograde period of time. So these cards just make sense with what I've just said, right? So during this eclipse, things might come up, right, that you might not be expecting. That's kind of like a wild card, right? It might brings in a message, information that will give you, whoa, you know, like wow, a wow factor, right? It's a big one. And for some, this is what you need in order to maybe move forward, to break free, right? This is a kind of like a divine consciousness coming in as well. I feel like this is a divine messenger, or this is a internal revelation that you have around you about certain relationship or money matters in your life, right? That allow you to really face some truth, right? Even though you might not want to deal with it, right? This might be a pattern that needs to close out, a relationship that is toxic, that is not healthy, that is not aligning, you know. Or for some, this might not be a relationship. I'm saying relationship because that's what the Aries axis about, but this can be also something personal, depending which house is ruled by Venus in your chart, right? For some, this can be relationship. For some, this might be a pattern, right? A habit, something that is not serving you, right? That you know you need to let go subconsciously. Maybe you haven't have the courage to. Maybe you need some push, and here it is. Your strength, your inner strength that you always have within you, but sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget. We feel like we don't have everything within us to help us move through whatever's happening. But you do. Trust your inner fire, trust your inner strength that you do. And if you need help, please don't feel like you're alone, that you're navigating whatever coming up alone. You can seek help, okay? From the Moonology card, we have work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So we are also approaching Scorpio season. This eclipse season is going to continue when we have our Scorpio season. That's when we have our lunar eclipse as well. And yes, eclipse season can bring up something that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to face or deal with. This can bring up our fears, but know that we can work through them. Know that it will help us to elevate, evolve, and move forward. And lastly, oh my goodness, new moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. And what are we having? We are having a new moon eclipse. That is what a solar eclipse is called, right? It's a new moon, but 10 times more voltage, right? So I love that this energy came up for us. For some, this is really about making space for something new to come in. And lastly, from our oracle card, the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery. Fall into her arms. I love that this card came up for us. Yes. Trust that everything happened for us, not to us. That the only way that we can to work with this energy is to surrender to the mystery, surrender to the unknown. Know that things, even though things might feel like they are difficult, they are hard to navigate, for some this might be, a crumbling in your world, in an area of your life, but they can also be so beautiful and magnificent later on when you look back, because we're constantly working with polarities, right? Something happened, but then something else happened. So this can also be you while you navigate it. I know it's easier said than done, but know that while we are moving through change is the only constant in life. And through change, we'll be able to understand ourselves better. We're able to move towards things that's more aligning with us as well. So I hope the message helps. Feel free to comment below. Let me know if you know where is this Libra eclipse happening in your own natal chart. Share with me, connect with me. And if you're curious, if you want to do a deeper dive, more personal reading, I'm also available for consultation. Feel free to contact me below. All my information are in the description box below. Just click more and you will see my IG, my email, where you can contact me through those methods. And sending you out so much love. Take care of yourself, take care of your energy, and be gentle with yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.